Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the transatlantic number Dl Ta002 Us3. It's a long part number to mean a very simple piece of hardware. This is a strike plate that you're going to use on a hollow metal frame. Almost always a hollow metal frame. This is what's called an ASA strike. This is a standardized strike whose design decades ago was determined by a group that formed a committee collectively known as ASA. So this would be the strike whose dimensional properties were agreed upon to form a standard. So this is like a standard strike. We call it the ASA strike. If you call it ASA, that means specifically that it's 4 7/8 tall. It's intended to be installed into a hollow metal frame, a steel frame. You can install it into a wood frame, and why would you? You might want a larger strike because you've got some damage and you just want to mitigate that, chisel out and around it. And the ASA strike is a very commonly available, industry standard, inexpensive strike available in practically every finish. 4 7/8 is the height. The overall width of the strike, that is less of a standard, so to speak, but it's about 1 7/8, 1 5/16, meaning the dimension of the width of the strike here, that's standardized. The lip length can vary, okay? And it can vary based on your requirements naturally. But the lip length is about 1 5/16 or 1 3/8, and that's very standard and typical and common, okay? The location of the screw holes center to center is also a standard. That's about 4 1/4 inch, okay? That hole size is appropriate for a latch from a lock set. The lip is also appropriate for a latch from a lock set versus a bolt from a auxiliary lock like a deadbolt. You could use a deadbolt on this. Having the lip protrude off the face of the frame may not be a problem. Sometimes excessive protruding hardware off the face of a frame can be a hazard. You might need to file out these corners to fit your latch bolt in there if it's a deadbolt. Fit your deadbolt in there. This is, I should say that this is a brass item made of solid brass. The scratched surface that you see on the face of this is nothing more than the peel-away protective film covering up the solid brass face. You know, I have significant... They say that this is solid brass. It does not look like solid brass to me. It's not magnetic, but it could be zinc. I question whether or not this is solid brass, and without filing into it, I wouldn't know. The point of the matter is this: it's an inexpensive strike that has a very faithful solid brass type look on it. You know, based on the cost and based on the description from the manufacturer, and the fact that the backside does not look like raw brass, it's non-ferrous, and it's certainly brass looking in a very faithful color. If we need to permanently solve the mystery of its base material, let me know and I'll certainly pursue that for you. The backside looks like a zinc dichromate is what I'm trying to say. The front side is very faithful to a polished brass, but I'm suspicious of the base material being actually solid brass, just for the record. It will come with machine screws only. Obviously intended for a steel frame, okay, very typical and common, otherwise standard. Okay, there is a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure, which is a link to the manufacturer's full lock section of their catalog, and the Ta002 strike can be found actually nowhere in the site. But there is other strikes, and you know, these part numbers seem to evolve and change with time from these companies that import hardware. And Transatlantic, however, is a sterling example of those companies that import very good quality hardware from overseas. And what I mean is, their entire line is representative of excellent value. Their hinges, their door closers, their lock sets, their exit devices. We've been selling Transatlantic, my family has, for decades, literally, and we continue to do so because reliable, predictable, quality products, excellent value, Your customers like them because they get something that they feel is a very good value and something that can last and is actually at a level of performance higher than expected based on the dollar spent. Transatlantic company, Taco. You know, a client will come in and say, I need that Taco exit device, Transatlantic company. That's how a lot of people here in Chicago know about it. If you are a subcontractor and you install steel doors, of which of course we can sell you, you're going to want to take a look at Transatlantic because I have decades of experience having sold the material where I can attest to the high performance of much of the product line. If you have any questions on the Transatlantic, their part number Dl Ta002 Us3 ASA strike plate or any other Transatlantic product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.